Hello, hello, my lovelies. I am going to have author talk with Angel Nix tonight. 2 seconds. She should be here soon. I know I'm really dark in these, but I'm in the quietest place I can be. She should be here in a minute, I hope. And she is the whole reason why this has started. Her group where she had the live signings. I'm waiting to see if she sees me. Her live signings are going to happen twice a year. And a whole bunch of authors are going to have a 30-minute live where they tell about their work and their goals and who they are and all types of stuff. And I thought that was really awesome. So I went from there to doing this in the group because I wanted to have a group exclusive thing. Now I'm just waiting for her to ask to join, I think. I'm hoping that's her watching. Hello? Let's see. Let's see if I can find you. Hello? Do you see Angel? There she is. Hey, she's being added. Come on, Facebook, do the thing. But yeah, I took that and I'm like, ooh, what if we had exclusive interviews in the group? And that is where we are now. And hopefully, Facebook will do the thing where she is added. It says she's being added. So here we go. What's going on? Why is it taking so long? Will we need to try again? Anyways, what are you reading this week? What I've been up to? Connection failed. Let's try this again. Why is it not working? I don't know. Are we going to have to restart and do it again? Because it said she's supposed to be being added. What is happening? Why is it not happening? This thing. There we go. Are you
there,
lady?
I ended up having to switch to my phone because it would not give me the option on the computer.
I know, and that's weird, and I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, I was like, okay,
Don't
you know
fully
what? I'm just going to switch
understand.
over to the phone. I was like, screw it. I just almost switch over to the phone. I'm not going to fight with the laptop right now. I don't know, Facebook has been on one lately.
Oh yeah, it's been weird.
Anyway, hi,
But
everyone.
hello, I'm so happy you're here. Thank you for the idea for author talk, and thank you so much for letting me be part of your live signing.
You're so welcome. I had fun. I mean, I know it was a bad group. I did not know But that group was that dead when she offered the group. So I'm looking into other groups for the September one. Hopefully by March though we'll be over on Discord.
That'll work, and you're always welcome to try here. This group is always welcome for you to do. We can run author talk here, and go from there. Okay. Hello, my lovelies. Welcome back to Author Talk. Today we have our amazing guest. Yeah, I'm black screened over here. I'm black screen over here. You're black screen. I'm dark, but then again, I'm hiding from 3 children. I have 6 children, and this is the quietest place.
Maybe that's why
I'm in the truck.
I could see you a little bit on the computer, but not on the phone. That's okay. You're here. That's what counts, right?
But I don't see you at all on mine.
That is
but
so
that's
weird.
Been every guest so far. I don't know. I understand. But thanks for this amazing idea.
Book of Faces has been on one lately.
But okay. Hey, congratulations about your new releases.
Thank you. I have so many coming. I have so many this year. So many this year. Oh, yeah. Next year will be less stressful but like up through July, I have like 2 and 3 releases a month. Between short stories for anthologies and novellas that I've committed to, and I'm like, why did I do this to myself? So yeah, it's a crazy writing schedule for the next 5-6 months.
Wow, good luck. God bless. I only agreed to, I think, 4.
Well, at least with mine, most of the stuff that I'm going to be writing is like 30,000 words. So I can get those done fairly quickly. But I do have one that comes out in December that's part of a shared world I joined. And it's got to be a minimum of 50,000, preferably 60,000 words. So I'm getting everything written prior to that, to like up to September, get everything done so that I can do September through November and get that. Yeah, give myself time to write that one.
Did you ever send in your fairy tale story to us?
I think I forgot to.
Okay. You go ahead and send it. I'm pretty sure I can talk that beautiful woman into accepting you.
Okay.
Because we already know you're worth your stuff.
Yeah, I think I forgot to. I was going to knock something out for that, and then I think I forgot to take care of that. And I was like, well, crap.
Okay. So you haven't written it yet?
Count on it again?
Minimum 3, max 6.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's easy.
Yeah. So yeah, if you have time, go ahead. We'd love to have you in this one.
Alrighty.
Definitely. Okay. What are your current newest releases? Let's talk about those.
Let's see. I had in January, I had 2 releases. I had Axel's Flame, which is the 7th book in, I had to think for a second, in the Merciless Few MC Motorcycle Club Connecticut chapter series. And then January 29th, I believe it was, 27th or 29th, I released Savage Dreams. It's part of the Global Beast shared world, and it is a Beauty and the Beast reimagining set in Mexico. I had to think because I have one set in Brazil, one set in Mexico. I have to go back in and add some stuff into Savage Dreams, but I ran out of time, so I had to kind of rush toward the end so that I could at least get it published, because it had to have, that little happy ending kind of thing that, So I had to cut out several scenes. So I'm going to go back in and add them in later this year. So it's not going to be in paperback until I have those scenes edited, because then I'd have to republish the paperback, and I'm not going through that nightmare. Ebooks are easy to republish. Ebooks are easy to republish. Paperbacks, not so much. Ebooks you can change and change and change. Paperbacks, no, you got to do a new one if it's, So yeah. We're
Oh
waiting on the
yeah.
paperback.
I have
But
no
those are the
problem
two I
waiting
have.
until you get it done.
Yeah, those are the two that I released as Angel Nix. And then as Mina Reigns, I released A Crown of Ink and Snow on January 20th. It is a Snow White reimagining with Snow White as the villain. I had fun writing that.
Okay.
But there's going to be
Yeah.
a sequel to it, but the sequel is going to be written under Angel Nix because the characters were like, oh, so the premise is Brielle is she's the evil queen who's actually, the good guy. And she's part of this secret order of sisterhood of witches that has guarded the mirror that kept the darkness at bay for millennia. And someone in their order betrays them, fakes their own death, betrays them. The mirror gets broken. All of her other sisters are killed because the only reason she wasn't killed, was because she wasn't there. She was off seeing the oracle.
Yeah.
So of course, she's the last of her order, and she has to track down the darkness, and it takes her 18 years to find where the darkness is. The darkness is actually within the child of King and Queen of Arabelle, of the land of Arabelle, and she has the image of a 16-year-old because it's YA. Because she used magic, because they could magically stop their own aging at a certain age. And she chose to stay looking like a teenager. Why? I don't know. She just did.
Yeah.
However, throughout near the beginning of the story, she crosses paths with a man who was an acolyte of the Brotherhood of Dread, who are the ones who killed all of her sisters. He fled when he found out what they were going to do. And he's been trying to find a way to undo the damage that was done, since it happened. And he becomes her assistant and kind of her protector. But of course, as I'm writing it, the characters are having this like little flirting situation. It's the way it's written. They've come so close together that it's like almost like they're a couple. And I'm like, no, I can't go that route. First of all, it's young adult. Okay, she looks like a 16-year-old, and he's in his 30s. No, okay, fine. You characters want this? All right, we'll write a sequel under Angel Nix so y'all can be together. because she had vowed to rebuild the sisterhood to guard the mirror, the new mirror. It's a smaller mirror, but it still, needs to be protected, and to track down all of those who were behind her sisters, the rest of the sisterhood being slain. They're going to work together. Of course, he's going to help her. He's going to create his new Brotherhood of the Shadows. So that's the sequel. But I have to write that as Angel Nix so that it can have the spicy times in it that they kept asking in my head. And I'm like, no, this is YA. No. You look like a teenager. He's an adult.
Exactly.
No. So, yeah. But I have another one in the Hollow Court series already lined up. It's going to be an Alice in Wonderland retelling with Alice as the villain and the Red Queen as the good guy. I haven't got all the particulars figured out, but that's the next one I have set up, have in my head to do.
Okay.
I will
You
get
already
back to
have
my
my full
shifters.
attention.
I will get back to my shifters because I have those characters are talking in my head too, and I'm like, yes, I know. Wait your turn.
Exactly. I want it all, but you had me at fairy tales.
Yeah, they're fairy tale reimaginings with the good guys as the villains, the good guys as the villains, and the villains as the good guys. Yeah, I just loved that flip, that reversal.
I do too. And then I've seen some where the like the Red Queen was gender bended as a guy, and that was interesting too.
Interesting. Well, that's like in Lost Isle of Nevermore. Only one person has picked up on it. Freya is a gender bended Captain Hook.
Ooh.
Basically, she's Captain Hook in female form. because she's his villain, the person he fights, so that would make her Captain Hook. Because I had someone ask me, like, wait a minute,
awesome.
does that mean she's Captain Hook? I was like, someone finally figured it out. Yes, it's a gender-bending Captain Hook.
I love that. I can't wait till I can sit down and read more of your things. And I can get past this math issues.
Oh, by the way, I want to say thank you. Remember when you sent me all that pirate stuff?
Yes.
Thank you. Because some of it is now coming in handy for the, I've organized a shared world with all female captain pirates. Pirate captains, not captain pirates. All female pirate captains. There's like 10 of us, I think, writing in it. And some of that stuff's going to come in handy because even though it's set in its own world, so it's not like the British, it's the Irish, and it's going to be paranormal. I'm still going to use some of the history, the real history, I'm using some of the real history in building the world. So some of that's going to come in handy.
Awesome.
So thank you for that.
And you're also invited in the Pirate Anthology in August as well.
Oh, cool.
You're invited in every Fake 4 anthology.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I've been having fun. I'm having fun building that world.
That is awesome.
Because instead of having a pirate king, they have a pirate queen.
Yeah, dude. Like, if you have like a short story you want to bounce off of this, chunk it at us. Dude, I cannot wait to see the world you make because your brain is amazing. I love how your brain works.
Thank you.
I have yet to find something of your brain that is not fun to do.
Thank you. But yeah, I've got so many different ideas churning in my head, and I have covers for them. Oh, under my my darker pen name, Jezzy Sin, I have a Gorilla Shifter coming out in October. A Gorilla Shifter, Enemies to Lovers story. And a cover designer that I know had posted the cover in her group, and I went, Gorilla Shifter? I've never heard of a Gorilla Shifter. Yes, please, I need this cover. Thank you. And then the idea, boom. The instant I had to cover the idea. Go ahead.
Sorry, with all the stuff that Laurel K. Hamilton has done, I should have figured out that there would be some somewhere.
Right? But I have never read a Gorilla Shifter. So I'm like, this is cool.
Okay, now I have a new thing to look up in my already overwhelming TBR pile. Thank you.
It's under the Silverback Spell by Jezzy Sin. And it is a dark, it's going to be an Enemies to Lovers. The premise behind it is that the main male character, he was the alpha of his troop because gorillas are either a family, a group, or a troop. And I decided to use troop. He was the alpha. They were attacked by other gorilla shifters. And he ended up being the only survivor. And he barely survived. But he ended up being the only survivor. And he has spent the last decade hunting down each and every person behind the attack to find who set the attack up. And when he finally gets an answer, he discovers that the alpha has a daughter. And what better way to get back at him than to take the one thing that matters the most to him, his daughter. So he's going to snatch her. He's going to snatch her. And, of course, eventually they'll be together, but it's going to be enemies lovers because they're going to start as enemies because he's going to be her kidnapper. And the whole point of him is to punish her father. And then, of course, his gorilla has other ideas. But he's got to fight that to the nail.
Because he never expected this fate to make anything.
Say hi, Anubis. I have a needy puppy on my
Hi,
lap.
puppy.
He come over to say hi.
I
He come
love the
over to
puppy.
decide what it loves while I'm talking. My other one is asleep.
We send air scritches to both of them. Okay,
Oh,
out of
you woke up
all these
now because I'm
characters,
talking about you, huh? All right, no. You
yes.
can't get up here and leave us stop. I will leave your brother alone.
Out
Uh,
of all the characters, which one do you have a meal with to talk
oh,
and figure more out about?
all of the ones that I've written, that's an
Well,
easy
the new
one.
ones.
Of all of my characters, if I was to choose one of the newest ones that I've either written or planned, it would probably be, and this is actually a book that was brought out a couple of months ago, but it would be Ainsley, aka Phoenix, from Shadowing the Phoenix. Because picture a perfect meshing of Abby Shuto from NCIS and Penelope Garcia from
Yes.
Criminal Minds. You got Abby's bubbly goth personality with Penelope's wicked computer mind, and hacking skills, and yeah, that's Ainsley. She is this short, curvy, blonde, tattooed goth chick, and her hair is in locks. So it's not nice and pretty. It's what they used to call them dreadlocks, but that's considered offensive. So it's just locks, LOCS. But yeah, that's Ainsley. I would love to sit down and pick her brain. Be like, okay, how did you do these? And where did you come up with a name for your dagger, your knife that was created for you? Because she has a dagger that she named Oblivion, because it sends
That is
anyone
cool.
who uses it on into the dark void. Like, so, I would love to talk with her about those things. Yeah. It's like, and why did you do this in that story? you know?
Yep, that makes perfect sense. Now I have this official need to hold it in my hand and find out.
Yeah. But she was my author friend Patricia started talking about the Agents of Star collab. I was like, I'm
Oh,
in.
yeah.
Yes, please, because I have always wanted to create a character that was based off of Abby and Penelope, and I've never had the chance to. And I'm like, this is the perfect chance. It was only supposed to be
Oh,
one
yeah.
book. Yeah, no, it's going to be 4 books. Under Angel and 1 under Jezzy. I was only
Okay.
writing
That
1
sounds awesome.
initially. But Queen of Hearts comes out next month, and then Joker's Wild. Actually, it's Joker is Wild, but I'm going to ask her if we can change that to just Jokers apostrophe S. Joker's Wild comes out in April, and then I have a 4th one that is based on characters that are in the first book. Near the end of the book, you find out that she kind of has a thing for the guy, and he's oblivious. One of their team members, and he's oblivious. So they'll eventually get their HEA. And then I have a reverse harem coming out under Jesse Sin called Mission Temptation. So, yeah, so I ended
Ooh.
up going from having just 1 book in this shared world to a total of 5 across 2 pen names. My muse hates me. I say muses. I've got to have
Yes.
more than one. I've got to have more than one with all these stories that are churning in my head. And yeah, I got to have more than one muse.
Oh, yeah, I totally understand. That is what has happened to me recently. I've been trying to get caught up on what my brain is trying to put out. It's insane. But yeah, what is the most nostalgic restaurant for you?
What is the most what?
Nostalgic restaurant for you?
Um, for me, and I don't even know if there are any more of them open in the Maryland Fried Chicken. It was a restaurant that we went to when I was younger all the time. My mom and my dad were from that area. My dad was born in Maryland. I was actually born in Maryland, but we moved when I was really little. But my dad said it reminded him of home. So
Okay.
it was better than KFC, in my opinion. At least when I was a kid, I liked it better than KFC.
Oh, I have no doubt. It's like, yeah, KFC would definitely be one of those nostalgic restaurants for me. But yeah, I would love to, this sounds good. I'd love to try it. Fried chicken's always a good idea to me, though.
Right? But yeah, Maryland fried chicken. It was our go-to when I was growing up. We'd go whenever we decided we wanted something to take out. Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I didn't realize you weren't done yet. Sorry. I was going to ask you, what is your writing drink?
Whatever I happen to have in my cup. I have a like one of those skinny tumblers, and instead of plain water, because I mean I like plain water, but I usually use a sugar-free sweet flavor packet. Like I think right now I'm drinking orange pineapple, and so just whatever I happen to have that in coffee. Gotta have my morning coffee to get me started. So
coffee's always a good idea. That is definitely always a plan. Coffee. Okay. What about writing snack?
I don't usually snack while I'm writing.
You don't usually snack while you're writing?
Editing, proofreading and editing, yeah, I'll snack on a little bit of popcorn. But usually when I'm writing, I'm just so in the zone that I don't even think about food. I don't even think about food. It'll be dinner time and I'll be like, oh, wait, I haven't eaten anything today. That explains why I'm hungry.
Exactly.
Because I just get into that zone and that's it.
What is your writing style? Do you do your first draft on a notepad with a pen? Do you do it all on your phone or computer?
I write everything on my computer, on my phone. I use Google Docs because I can access it from any device, and it just made it easier. I tried Readsy, but I didn't really care for it. Some people swear by it. I wasn't really a big fan. So I ended up going back to Google Docs. And I don't do a bunch of drafts. I do the Google Doc. I write it. I self-edit. It goes to the editor, and then I'm done. And I know some people will write it, and then they'll rewrite sections, and then they'll self-edit, and then they'll rewrite some more, and then they'll send it back. I'm like, why would you do that to yourself? Just write the story. Because that's kind of what an editor is there for. If there's something that's kind of lacking, they're going to tell you if they're a good editor. But yeah, I don't do a bunch of, and I know some people who, they write 5 or 6 drafts before they publish. And I'm like, not me. When people talk about, well, how many drafts did you write? Technically 1. Because I don't consider editing a draft because you're not really rewriting. You may change a few things, but you're not really rewriting stuff. So I'm like, technically 1, unless you're considering editing a draft, then 2.
Okay, definitely. I'm glad I'm not the weird one because I write it out and then I edit it and then it gets sent through another editor and then it gets published.
Exactly. Like, I'm not going to spend that much time. I don't have that much time to spend on one project. I have way too much stuff going on. I mean, it's okay if you're one of those authors who only publishes once or twice a year. That's not me. I don't publish once or twice a year. So, yeah, I don't do a bunch of drafts. It's like 1, if you consider editing a draft, then 2. And then it's published.
Are you a plotter or a pantser?
I'm a pantser, which is going to make the December book I have to write very interesting because it's very lore heavy. Because it's paranormal, set in a college setting. It's paranormal, but it's like today technology stuff. So it's like this year, but paranormal kind of thing. But it's really lore heavy. So I'm going to have to do plotting because it's 4 books, 1 each year for the 4 years of college. So I'm like, I'm not a plotter. Please help. I have a friend who does plotting, and I'm like, Beth, I will be picking your brain because I don't plot.
Oh, yeah. you're going to need to have a separate lore document for this.
Oh yeah, they have all of the lore because it's set up in a Discord server, and she has all of the lore. She's still finishing up. Like she's got several of the different species lores. She's still working on the witch lore, which I can't really do much with mine until I have all of that, so I can make sure I get my lore correct. Because my main female character is a witch, but I mean I have months to go, so it's not like I need it right now. But yeah, it's very lore heavy, and you know, there's different rules and regulations that have to be followed for the school, and so this is something that is going to have to be plotted out.
Oh yeah.
Even if it's just semi-plot, it doesn't have to be an intensive plotting, you know, that's going to take me 100 pages to get through, but it's going to have to be plotted. I have heard of people who have basically done an entire outline and basically wrote the book in plotting, and they'll have like 100 pages for plot. And I'm like, why didn't you just write it then? why go? Okay, that's your process. Cool. No, thank you.
Oh yeah, dude, I'm picking up new things about the lore about this series I'm doing as I write this thing, and I'm like, okay, I didn't even know you two knew each other. Yay!
See, that's the part that I love about kind of being a pantser, because I'm surprised by things that happen in throughout the story, and it's like, I can't do that with this. Oh my gosh, I got a plot.
Oh yeah. Well, it'll still be a thing where you learn stuff, but also plotting to make sure you get all the lore right will be interesting too.
Oh yeah.
Always a learning process.
Oh yeah. But my friend Beth plots everything, so even if she's writing a short story, she does pretty decent plotting. So she's like, pick my brain, babe. You need help? I'm your girl. I'm like, yes, you are.
Oh yeah, dude. Your writing schedule alone this year is like frightening to me, because I'm doing good to get what I have going on. It's frightening to you too?
Yeah, it's frightening to me too, and I know how it happened. Part of it is because I have a hard time saying no when I see something that sounds really, really good, and I'm like, yes, I have ideas for this already, kind of thing. But also, my bipolar has been untreated for almost 3 years since I moved from Connecticut to Florida, because I don't have insurance to pay for my medicine and to go to the doctor for it. So I've been dealing with a lot of mania, and when I have the mania episodes, it's like, oh yeah, I can handle this. Yeah, let's throw another project in. And then I come down and I'm like, oh God, what did I do to myself? Why did I do that? But once I've committed, I'm going to do my level best to honor that commitment. I don't like to back out of things if I don't, you know, I mean, if I have no choice, then yes. And that's like, I started the Dark Chaos MC shared world. That's all female paranormal motorcycle clubs. And I was originally going to bring all 6 of my books out this year. Only one is coming out this year. And I did that because I wanted to have the series page set up so that as the authors get their books up on pre-order or published, they can add them to the series page. They couldn't do that if I didn't have the series page set up. That's the only reason that book's being published and coming out in June, because I wanted to get the series page set up. Otherwise, I would have waited until 2027. But some of them are planning on having theirs out this year, so series page was a necessity.
Oh yeah. And dude, I'm gonna figure out how many of them you have up and make sure I'm following and sharing them at some point.
And then on top of it, I have a Montana chapter now that I'll be writing for the Merciless Few series in 2027.
Because it needed a new stage chapter?
Yes, because once I get through Wreaking Havoc, that is the last one I have ideas for my Connecticut chapter. But I'm loving writing in that world. And I was like, hey, I could set up another chapter in another state, because they're not adding any more authors to the show world, but the authors who are in there, we are welcome to choose a state as long as it hasn't already been chosen. Unless it's like a really big state like Texas or California, then you can have more than one chapter in those bigger states. So I was like, I needed to pick an area that I've been to. New Orleans is already taken. I've been to Montana. I've been to Billings. I loved Billings, Montana. I spent some time, a day in Red Lodge, Montana. So I've been to that area, and I'm like, I could do that. I could do Montana. That's an idea. So the Montana chapter has been introduced in the A Wounded Hero anthology, which is only available. It came out in May 11th. I had to count it up because it's a 6-month run. And I wrote Reaper's Bounty. It ends on a cliffhanger because I'm going to flesh out the story for the actual book that comes out in January of 2027.
I am going to have to find that to make sure I have it before May.
But, it's A Wounded Hero. It's a multi-author anthology, and all proceeds from that anthology will be donated to the Wounded Warrior Project.
Okay.
We have a paranormal counterpart called Defending the Moonlight, and all of those proceeds will be going to Canines for Vets. So both of them are to honor our veterans in some way.
Okay.
So I post about those every time I'm in a release party. It's like that's one of my posts. I always post about those anthologies.
Okay. Who is your favorite of the biker couples?
My favorite of the biker couples, that's hard because I really like all of them. But I think, honestly, my favorite would be Sinner and Hallie, which is the second book, Sinner's Salvation. Mainly because it's a second chance kind of romance in that he had a thing for her, but he's a good bit older, and she is also the younger sister of two of his club members. So it was kind of that he didn't want to cross that boundary. And then she meets a guy in high school, college, whatever, gets married and moves away for 8 years. And then when she returns and she's getting divorced, he decides, you know what? This is my chance, my second chance to do what I wanted to do 8 years ago. And so I had a lot of fun writing their story. I mean, like I said, I loved all of my couples, but I think those two are probably my favorite. My second favorite are Indian Chaos. They're already together in Chris Mercy, but they're a fun couple. They have a short story that was put out in an anthology. I have the story back, and in June, it will be published in the Finding Fate short story collection. It's going to have 5 stories. Okay. There's 4 couples, so it's going to be Indian Chaos. It's going to be Indian Chaos, Amber and Doc, Cece and Ox, and Tiffany and Rebel. Cece is short for Cecilia. It is their origin stories, how they became couples. So they're short stories. But then there's that bonus short story, Chaos and Flame, that I had in the anthology because I'd already written it. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to throw that in as a bonus short story. So it's going to start with Indian Chaos' story and end with Indian Chaos.
That is awesome.
India is short for Indiana. Her name is Indiana. Her parents' name is Indiana. She's Indian. His club name is Chaos.
That is awesome.
They're probably my second favorite couple.
Which is your favorite fairy tale universe?
My favorite fairy tale universe?
Yes.
Not that I've written it yet, but honestly, Brave. I love you,
Brave.
Meredith,
Oh,
because
I do
she's
too.
not the damsel in distress who needs some guy to come rescue her.
No.
So I actually am. I have it planned. I even have the cover already. It's called "Their Sovereign Queen." That's going to be a reverse harem based on Brave. I already have the cover. I just have to actually get the time to write it. So it's going to be a Brave reimagining in the sense that it's based off of that, but whereas in Brave, she's like shoots zero and chooses herself. Doesn't she's going to end up with all three of them? She's like, I'm not going to choose one. I'm going to choose them all. It's like, why choose, right?
Hey, that makes more sense, and I like that. Dude,
So yeah, and
so much fun.
that's going to be fun eventually to write it. That'll probably be probably one of my 2027 projects. I haven't got 2027 planned out yet. There's a couple of shared worlds that I had been in that she's changed dates, so I need to find out exactly when those shared worlds are going to be. When we're going to have to write those stories before I decide fully plan out my 2027. I am not going to give myself the kind of schedule I have this year. No.
That is a good idea. Don't do this.
Because I'm already getting a bit overwhelmed with it. I'm finishing up a short story for the Fighting with Grace charity anthology that I put together that releases March 13th, and then I have to quickly knock out the rest of Queen of Hearts because that releases on March 11th. And I've only got it started. I haven't gotten very far into it. So I'm going to be scrambling to get stuff written for the next few months. And I'm like, this, I'm not doing this to myself again. Nope. No. I'm going to have to learn to say no.
Yes, definitely. Don't do this to yourself next year. Give yourself time to rest and breathe.
Yeah. Up to, I think it's the end of July. That's how crazy. That's when after July my schedule starts slowing down. I think I only have one project in August, one in September, and the one in I'm wanting to say one of the ones that I have coming out. I'm wanting to say it's either the August or the October one. It's already written. Oh, the October one, Eden's Exile. It's already written. I wrote it last year.
Oh.
And the one I have tentatively scheduled, it's not on pre-order, but the one I was planning on releasing in December, it's already written. I wrote it last year.
Okay.
So, actually, no, I wrote them in 2024.
Okay.
I wrote them in 2024. So, so those are already written. They're done. I wrote them when I wrote over 600,000 words in 2024. My muse was making up for lost time because I spent almost 2 years not being able to write thanks to COVID COVID brain fog.
That was not fun.
Yeah, I got it in August of 2020, and between August of 2020 and the end of 2023, I barely wrote 70,000 words. And that was only because I had committed to these projects prior to getting COVID. So I had to get those projects written. Otherwise, I wouldn't have even gotten that done. I had to force myself to write through the fog.
And that's not easy.
No. So 2024, my muse made up for lost time. At least last year, I only did 250,000, I think, words. Or about 200,000 words, something like that. A fraction of what I did the year before.
Oh, yeah. Okay. What is one thing you would tell new authors?
There's actually a couple. There's more than one. First of all, just write. Just write the book. Don't stress out about errors. Don't stress about continuity. Don't stress out about that stuff. Just write it. Because all of that stuff can be fixed in the editing process. You can go back and self-edit. You edit yourself, read through it once you're done writing it, read through it and make any changes that you see that may need to be made. But just write. Get those words out. Don't worry about anything else but that. Also, find your tribe. Sometimes you can find those people who always have your back fairly early on. Sometimes it takes a while. But find people who are willing to sit down, listen, give you that correct criticism, not the harsh kind that's going to tear you down, but to tell you, hey, your constructive criticism on things. But they're always going to have your back at the same time. Someone comes after you, they got to come to them to get to you, kind of thing. I had that initially, and then when I got COVID and I stopped writing, my tribe kind of it fizzled out, and that's fine. That happens sometimes. But now I have a tribe, a new tribe, and these are people that I know, no matter what, they've got my back, and I've got theirs.
Oh yeah.
So just write in front. Also, do not pay anyone to publish your book for you. If a publisher says, oh, well, we'll publish it for you, but you got to pay us $1,900, run. They're not a publisher. They're a vanity press. They won't do a damn thing for your book. Many of them don't even bother to actually edit them. I picked up, I had a gentleman who was with me for a little while under my company who had used a vanity press. And when he sent me the books after he had gotten them back, and I went through them to make sure that, things were formatted properly and whatnot, they didn't edit it. They told him they edited it, but they didn't edit anything. There were errors in it. There were continuity issues. It was a mess. So, they're not going to do the thing, because once they have your money, they don't care. They're not going to try to promote your book. Why should they? They've already gotten paid. So just don't. Do it yourself. There are many of us out there who are willing to walk you through the process. There are groups that help. Just don't use a vanity press. Don't let them take advantage of it.
Oh yeah. Please, all the things she said, and you're always welcome in the group. We love all authors. You don't have to publish with us. We can tell you how to do it yourself.
Yep.
But we do want to cheer you on.
Same, yeah. Well, it's like I have Bayou Queen Publishing. Originally, it was going to be just for my books, but I have two authors. I have one of each of their books, and the one he's writing a second book. The other one, she's basically a hybrid because most of her stuff is self-published, but this one series she wants me to publish for her. Okay. She paid for her covers. I did the cover for Jade and Steele's book. I paid for the originals, and they ended up not being, they're but not the greatest. But once I started learning how to make covers myself, I revamped the cover, and he absolutely loves the covers that I did. And it's going to be, instead of a duet, it's a trilogy. So we would have had to get new covers made anyway, because the original said it was a duet. So, but, I had someone, the only reason I ended up publishing other authors is because I had an author friend who was part of a shared world, and her book needed to be published, and the people who were supposed to be publishing her book dropped out of existence. They just suddenly closed up shop. And she had no clue what she was doing. Absolutely none. She was petrified of the process. So I was like, okay, give me your stuff. I'll get your book up. Eventually walked her through how to do it. She started self-publishing after that. So, I'm willing to. If you don't want to go through the hassle of dealing with it initially, I'll put your stuff out. I won't take anything out of it. Unless I have to do, like if I have to do your cover and your editing and stuff, then I'm going to take 10% of your royalties.
Oh, yeah.
Which is less than what most people do. But if I don't have to do any of that, if you just you hand me, like Tina, she hands me her completely edited project. Her book was completely edited. She had the cover. I just simply published it, and send her royalties. So Why she's
That is
supposed to
awesome.
do with me when she's self-published, I don't know. I'm not going to argue with her. I'm like, okay, you want me to? I'll just keep your book up.
You are just more and more awesome as I go through.
Aw, thank
Okay.
you.
We are going to end the show tonight. What do you want people to read most?
Either my Nola Shifter series or the Merciless Few MC Connecticut chapter. Both of those actually also have music albums that were created by Seraphine Black for them. You can find them on. You can find her stuff on YouTube. You can find it on Spotify. She's on Apple Music. She's on Amazon Music. I bought them. And I have another album coming out in like March or April. We haven't set the actual date yet, but so I'm excited for that one.
Okay. Me too. I cannot wait. So, okay. Everybody, whenever I get this up again, I'm going to have all her links in all the places. It is going to be put up on YouTube because everything disappears that is alive. So I'm going to download it and keep it up to where it can be found. And thank you again for giving me the idea for author talk. And I cannot wait if I get to be part of the signing later this year.
Oh, I'm sure you will. All you got to do is sign up, and I'll be getting all that sorted out within the next couple of weeks. I'll get the new form set. I'll use the form that I had, but I'll clear out all the responses and make any changes I need, like the dates and stuff. So because it's already set for the weekend of September 18th, 19th, and 20th.
Okay, cool. I can't wait to be there, and I'm gonna see if I can bring a couple authors with me.
All right. Thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you so much for always being a part of our world and letting us read yours.
You're so welcome. You have a great night, Jenny.
You have a good night. Thank you all for being here. And if I didn't answer your comments, it's because I can't see them. Good night.
Yeah, same.